Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. Ryan, I need you to take a chill pill, man. Take another sip of your soda. Take another sip. Guys and
Yeah, I
girls,
hope you enjoyed our 8-second video from 2 seconds ago.
Oh,
Ryan he's a little uptight today. I don't know what's going on. You see what Brian's on. Brian has a red solo cup, there's not water in there.
Because he has no silverware.
listen, I'm in an empty ass house. It might be echoey. I don't care.
It's beautiful.
I currently am on a miniature fold up table that is on paint cans right now. So
Does it not have legs that go up?
Well, this is what my wife, how she set it up. So I don't know. I didn't mess with it.
See what we do? Brian's in the middle of moving and he said, forget it. Listen, the show must go on. So I'll record on some paint cans if I have to make things get done. You know what I mean?
I'm here. That's all that matters.
That's it. That's all that matters.
Dedication.
Ryan, are you here?
I'm
Can
present.
We get a smile?
Available.
Can we get a smile? All right, cool. All right. Anyway, man, let's get straight into it. We have a lot to cover today. The most important time of the year is right now. It's March Madness. I know, Ryan, you're gonna say it's football. It's not football. It's March Madness right now. March Madness is actually kicking off today with the playing games. Speaking of playing games, I just lost a playing game thanks to Brian's great advice. Texas Southern versus Fair Dickerson. And Brian had is Fair Dickerson or is it Fairly Dickerson? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the team that Brian said they suck. Obviously they didn't because they smashed Texas Southern. All right. So either way, the playing games is today. All the matchups really start tomorrow. And so if you guys had any plans on getting work done tomorrow, you can cancel those because it's not going to get done. All your employees are going to be tapped into watching March Madness and seeing what's going on. 100%. It's funny because everybody I asked, they say, "Oh, I don't really get into basketball. I don't really da da da." But when March Madness comes on, everybody's watching it. It's funny because you can walk through the office. You can walk through the office and you can see people have little screens. Some people have the whole screen. Some people don't even care. It's on the big screen. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm watching the game. What? I don't care if it's during work hours. It's funny. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about it. I'll touch on a couple of things real quick. I'll touch my Final Four, and I know Ryan and Brian will touch on their Final Four. So for my Final Four, I have Marquette, I have Texas, I have what's that? Miami, I believe. Miami, and then I have Alabama, and I have Alabama winning the whole thing. So that's what I have.
Shocker.
No.
Wait, who's your
Texas, I have Texas. Texas on top. UCLA at the bottom. UCLA or Kansas. I kept going back and forth. They're at the bottom bracket. They're in the bottom right. Because I think Texas is in the same bracket as Miami actually, and I have Texas actually beating Miami. So that's who I go because when it gets to the Elite Eight, it's kind of up in the air, right? Depends on who's healthy. But anyway, I'll let you guys touch before I continue on.
Brian, what's yours? You don't have a.
Okay, this is what happened. Okay, I predicted that there would be no number ones in the Final Four, so I wrote it, and I don't even care. I'm riding with it. So my Final Four is, hold on, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. I have Utah State, Kansas State, Texas, and Gonzaga.
You said what?
You heard me. Utah State. I know that's what you're surprised by.
I had to make sure I heard it right.
Utah State, because I think San Diego State is going to upset Alabama. That's where the upset's going to happen right there, Kenny. San
Alabama
Diego State, and then Utah State is going to get redemption against San Diego State because of the Mountain West Conference when they met up in the championship. That's just how it's going to go.
I'm gonna let Ryan continue before I go ahead and chop through your comments. Who do you got,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Bama, Marquette, Miami, UConn.
Okay,
And then I got Bama versus UConn, and I have UConn beating.
smart man, smart man. How do you have San Diego State possibly even getting there? So you're saying San Diego State is going to have to defeat
Beat
Charleston,
Virginia.
then beat Virginia,
Virginia's
right?
trash, bro. Don't even
To get to
Virginia
them.
is gonna be lucky to get past Furman, in my opinion. Like,
That's honest. That's honest. I have that as I'm not going to tell you, but I have that as an upset just because Furman is a seasoned team. They're very veteran. They score a lot of points, and Virginia struggles sometimes. I
Virginia's
don't think
only hope is to play really good lockdown defense. That's their only hope. If a team can get out and score on them, they're not coming back. They can't keep
Yeah.
up. They don't have the firepower.
I actually have San Diego State losing to Charleston.
Okay, I mean, I can
So,
see that. I understand.
yeah.
But as long as they get past the first round, I think San Diego State's got a breeze until they get to Alabama, and then I just think they're gonna outperform them.
Bro, if San Diego State plays Alabama, we're gonna blow them out by 20.
I mean, San Diego
I'm
State, I
telling
think,
you.
is top 20 in the defense. In the
I don't
league.
care what
I
they
mean,
are, bro. I've watched them. You know how we are. We stay up late night and watch them in that
Yes,
conference.
we do.
And we've seen them multiple times. Sometimes they look good and other times they look terrible. Don't sit here and act like San Diego State it's like they're Houston or something.
I know, but that's
They don't even
conference
have
play.
athletes. They don't
It's
even have
conference-
athletes.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Name one player on the team.
Oh no, you can't get me
Oh,
there.
okay.
I'm terrible with names.
Okay,
Like,
all right. Name
I
one
don't even know-
jersey
I know-
number on the team that's good.
I know their
Who?
big guy is pretty good. I can't remember what number he is.
They're big guy. Do you know what Alabama has?
They have Brandon Miller, and that's it.
You're tripping. Javon Quinley. You forgot about him?
Yeah, I don't even know names, bro.
Exactly. Player of the year. They have I forgot how you say his name. Bernardark or whatever it say, the big man who's still down the paint. They have a first rounder in Krish. Forgot his last name, Mooney and something like that. Like they have players. You're tripping. They have players. You're tripping.
They're
You-
just, they rely too much on the three, and I think San Diego State can take it away.
No, bro. Stop it. All right. Anyway, guys, there's going to be a couple upsets. Obviously, the upset is going to be San Diego State against Alabama whenever that time comes.
Hell yeah.
I think a couple things for you guys to look forward to when you guys are planning your brackets out. A team that's been streaky lately is Memphis. They played pretty well against Houston, and if they can continue that momentum, I think they're going to give Purdue some hiccups. Barring that Purdue doesn't flop against Farley Dickinson, right? I like a team like Providence who's been sleeping in on the way to the tournament. They're going against Kentucky. Kentucky just had a bad loss against Vanderbilt. I like Providence against them. Michigan State USC looks like it's an upset type of matchup, but I don't think that USC is a streaky team. So Michigan State haven't been playing well lately. I like that game.
So who do you have Purdue losing to?
I have Purdue losing to Memphis.
I have them losing to Duke.
Yeah, so I'm just putting stuff on the radar of potential upsets. People talked about Drake potentially upsetting Miami. I could also see a Kent State, a team that scores 80 to 90 points, upsetting Indiana because Indiana, they go how the big man goes, right?
I mean, some teams it's going to depend on health because Miami's missing their big guy. Is he going to be ready?
Yeah, so he's not actually playing. So he's going to be out. Yeah, so he's going to be out this first game. And then Houston, they don't know if they're going to get their guard back. We talked about the groin injury.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
It's a groin, bro. Like, how's he going to come back so quick?
I'm not sure, but he's going to be out that game. So if they get through Northern Kentucky, which Northern Kentucky has scorers, right? They are a senior led team, and they play against Auburn or Iowa in that second round. That's not going to be a breeze either. Kansas, a team that they don't know if Bill Self is going to be able to coach. I don't know if they have a hiccup against Howard, but hopefully he's there to coach against an Arkansas team or Illinois team. But if Arkansas plays, they play hella defense at Arkansas. And a team like Kansas, who is very streaky, and they need somebody other than Wilson to step up. They need Grady Dick. They need a good supporting cast from Harris and the big man there. VCU versus St. Mary's is another game on my radar that I think that people are not looking at. St. Mary's been playing well, but that's another game on my radar.
I know it sucks that they're matched up because I like them both.
I do too.
It's unfortunate that I had to pick one.
Yeah. So that's kind of all mine. I like NC State versus Creighton as well. I think Creighton is a great team. Don't get me wrong; they're a great team. They have great pieces. NC State is one of those teams that's hit or miss. So like if you're putting that in your bracket, just be prepared to, if it doesn't happen, just be upset. Because that's kind of how I'm like rocking with it. Because when you're making out your bracket, what you got to realize is that anything can happen, right? So even in your head, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't look like it will make sense. It happens all the time. And I know one of these teams that we're not looking at, maybe UCSB, Santa Barbara, versus Baylor, or a Furman or Charleston. So like one of these 12, 13, 14 matchups are just going to upset one of these high-ranking teams. Is going to throw everything off. It always happens every year. So that's all I got.
Yeah. I would say to add to that, I like it. I'm probably going to take the spread on it on Vermont against Marquette in the first round. I know everybody likes Marquette, but Vermont can score. I know they're a smaller school, but okay. You watch. They're going to give them a good game.
No, they're not.
They're going to cover.
What is the spread?
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah. If the spread is less than 10, it's not even close.
I'm sure it's double digits.
Who
It's
knows?
a 2 versus 15. I mean,
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's not. It'd probably be like
10,
50,
10 and a half.
10 and a half. They're going to cover.
they're covering it.
They're covering 10 and a half. If it was 14 and a half, 15, I'm like, all right, cool. They might come back. But 10 and a half, they're covering that.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
I got
You
Marquette
just
going
agreed
deep
with
too.
him. You just agreed with
I
him.
disagree. He said, okay, we'll see.
He
All
said they're covering.
Yeah, I said the Vermont's
Which
covering
side? Oh,
right. No, Vermont's not coming in that, bro.
They're covering it.
I'll be the bookie for you in that. Shit. Anyway, that's what I got.
damn.
All right. You got anything else, Ryan, or we're good?
No, man. Well, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff about March Madness.
All right, go
Bro,
ahead.
all you know is my bracket's going to win. It's going to fucking win.
It's funny. Ryan told me he had UConn going all the way. Spoiler alert. And I was like,
I said it earlier.
I was like, you know what? I don't like them at all. But then now that you've picked them, they're gonna win.
Yeah, probably.
Like it's just gonna be one of those things.
Cinderella story, baby.
Yeah.
Also,
that's-
I forgot to mention the brackets up. This is the last day for the brackets. It starts tomorrow. Like we said before, we posted a couple times on Instagram. We're on ESPN. Two Joes, one's pro, right? That's our group. We'll put it in the YouTube description below as well. Just winner takes all is 150 cash prize. So yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to a bunch of people, so we got some people in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Alright.
just posted it in the chat, so anyone that's watching, you can scroll up in the comments and check it out. Well, only on Facebook and YouTube.
What we got for NBA?
All right, NBA. Let's start it off.
Is that still happening? NBA?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So let's just start off with John Morant. So everybody knows already the story about him brandishing a gun or whatever. So he goes to Florida to a rehab facility for one day, and then he meets with hold on. Then he meets with Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, and then the NBA comes out and suspends him for 8 games. He's missed 5 already.
They already
and
count those?
and they're going to count the 5 games that he already missed. So essentially, he's got a 3-game suspension. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Kenny. It's kind of soft in my opinion. If you're going to suspend the guy, I mean, come on.
No, I don't think it's soft. It's not his. It wasn't his gun. I think everybody makes mistakes. I think it was a stupid mistake. But like everybody, the NBA community, all the old heads kind of went around him and hit him up like, bro, you messing up right now. Like that's your get out of jail for free card, but that's gonna be your last one, right? So I think for him, he knows he made a stupid decision. He know he messed up. I think they should have suspended him more? I don't know what that does. What does that do? If I suspend you for 10, 15 games, I don't know if that makes a difference, right?
I mean, it sets an example.
It's not really setting an example though, right? Because
Why not?
there's nothing that says you can't have a gun in the NBA. It doesn't say you can't have a gun in the NBA.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing was how it looked because he was in the club,
Right.
right? So that's what it's how it looked. If nobody cared, if this was a different place and if this was Middle East where everybody has a weapon, then there wouldn't be a big deal. But it's the fact that I'm saying Middle East, I'm talking about like Iraq when I was a player, everybody had a weapon out there. So people are like, what do you mean Middle East? I'm just talking like from that perspective. But I'm like, if it wasn't that, then nobody would have really cared. But it's the fact that he was dancing there, like, oh my gosh, he's a role model. He's not. But who said, this is my thing, who said that I want to be a role model?
Okay.
So if I'm walking around and I had a pistol on my hip, are you going to say, hey, Kenny has a pistol on his hip? Of course, I'm nobody, right? But the average person with a pistol on their hip, guess what? You can carry. Are you going to be like, oh my gosh, that's bad? That's what I'm saying. Now, if he was pistol whipping somebody, abusing somebody, that's a whole different ballgame, in my opinion. So I feel like you can get out of jail for free card. That's cool. 8 game suspension, call it a day. He doesn't get paid. All right. Move on about it. Let's see if he learns from it.
Okay.
Man.
Anyways, let's move on.
Can we just talk about the real thing? We don't care about the Celtics. We don't care about any other team. I want to hear your voice on why the Lakers are looking so good right now. Not right now because they're losing to Houston.
I was going to say, they're losing to the worst team in the league. But don't worry, the Celtics already lost to them, so it's fine.
Yeah. How bad are they down? Let's play. Don't tell me.
They're down 11.
Okay, cool. Got 4.5
in the third quarter. Yeah, man. I mean, look, they look all right when AD shows up.
Oh man,
but why is he out right now?
Doesn't matter, bro.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So a team that kind of needs every win they can get right now.
Do we kind of need every? Do we kind of need every win?
Yeah.
Do we kind of? What's the
you guys are in 10th place right now.
What's the standings?
You guys are in 10th place right now, Kenny.
What's the standings? No, like I'm saying the record. Don't tell me what place we're in because we're all tied.
They're 34 and 35.
We're all right there.
They're one game ahead of Utah.
For what?
To be out.
Okay. What's the 7th place?
7th place.
One game away.
You're tied with them.
Okay, we tied with 7, right?
Place,
35.
You're tied with 8 and 9. Sorry. 7th place. You're one game behind.
And then 1 game behind 7th place. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
How many games you behind 6?
2.
How many games you behind 5th?
2.
Oh my gosh! But you make it seem like we 8 games.
3 for the Suns too for 4.
But what I'm saying
3.
is the margin.
We're 3 games
the
behind.
margin of that you have for mistakes is very small.
Dog, we're 3 games behind, and you over here like, oh my gosh, the Lakers, like as if we have no chance. We're 3 games behind from the same person that said, "Hey, I'm counting the wins. You're gonna lose to this team. You're gonna lose to that team. You're gonna lose to it." And we just win. Like I'm confused.
They're 7-3. They're 7-3
ever
10.
since you made those crazy ass
They're
comments.
about to be 6-4. I mean, it's cool.
And Dallas ahead of them is 3-7 in their last 10.
And Kyrie and Luka is not playing. So what do you say that? Kyrie and Luka both are not playing.
I know. So maybe they're going to get bounced.
Oh,
Well, everyone in that 9, 10, 11, 12 range, besides the Lakers, are all negative, below 500 in their last 10. So, like, Kenny's got more on his side than
looks like we're streaking.
That's even if they lose this game and they go 6-4 in their last 10.
Okay.
Even if we lose,
we'll see where we're at.
I know you saw LeBron when he
Ryan's
was on the sideline.
hoping.
He's hoping.
Bro.
You might as well head cash at me.
They got 12 more games after tonight. They probably need to win at least 8 of them.
Oh my gosh.
According to their current streak, that sounds like what they're gonna do.
According to our trajectory, we're looking like we're gonna be 6th or 7th place.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so for you, Ken.
Not for me. Let's hope so for you.
What?
You're a Lakers fan, bro. You're a Lakers fan.
Are the Mavericks gonna win their 8 of their last 12?
Not if Kyrie and Luka keep sitting out.
Dude,
Are the
don't get me
Jazz gonna
started
win?
on this whole sitting out BS. I hate this. It happens on every freaking team, man. All these superstars. Oh, I need a night off. Like, shut up and
Dude,
play.
they're tired, man.
Oh, yeah, they're so tired. Then they might need to do some more sprints or something. Get the conditioning down.
Are the Celtics winning right now?
I don't know. They were pretty close when I last looked. They were tied. I mean, they were up by 1.5. Wow, where are they at? Oh, yeah, they're up by 14.
No, they're up by 14. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, but they can blow that lead. Don't worry. They're good at doing that. But see, here's the thing. The Celtics, they could lose a few games and still make the playoffs. They don't really have much to worry about.
And neither do we, bro.
Okay.
We don't got nothing to worry about.
Man. I hope this Rockets loss that you're about to get is the reason.
As long as they don't lose by more than
as long
as they don't lose by more than 4, I don't care for today. That's it. As long as they don't lose by more than 4, I don't care for today.
Okay. All right.
You know what's crazy? You know where our next games are? We play the Mavericks on Friday, right? They don't have Kyrie or Luka, so hopefully that might. Then we play the Mavericks. Then we play the Magic. Hard game versus Suns. Plays the Thunder, Bulls, Timberwolves. Then we go against the Rockets again, Jazz, Clippers, Suns one more time, then Jazz. I see 2 hard games. I see 2 hard games. What do you see?
What?
2 hard games. Suns and Suns.
Okay. You're going to beat the Bulls. That's 2 games, right? You
Beat the Bulls.
Twice?
That's 2 games. We played Thunder twice. Beat their ass.
How do you know you're
At
gonna
least
beat their
once.
ass?
At least once. We're going to tap the Timberwolves ass.
You guys
we
couldn't
have
even beat
we
the
have
Thunder
Jazz
with
2
LeBron.
times and beat the Jazz. We can beat them once. We good. We're gonna go. What you said, Ryan? With 7-3 in the last, we can go 6-4. Call it a day. And we got the tiebreaker. Stop it.
We'll see. We'll see, Kenny. We'll see where we're at next week. It'll be a much clearer picture.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry guys. I know it's supposed to be about the NBA, and we're just talking about the Lakers and the Celtics, but
Yeah, man. It's the Lakers show.
that's it.
Oh, it's the Lake show, you know?
That's it. Brian is the lead analyst covering the
man.
Lakers.
Ah.
That's it. You don't cover any other team. The Lakers.
Nah,
That's it.
because all year I got to throw it in your face, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
All right.
Damn.
Nah. So I wanted to cover real quick. I think we talk about it almost every week, but MVP. The last probably week or two, I think the Joker's kind of fallen off a little bit. So do you think that's going to impact the MVP race? And who, if someone different, do you think should win it right now?
Why do you think he fell off? He had a triple double the other night.
Well, I mean, but they lost, right?
Yeah. So this is my thing. What determines the MVP? Like, what are we basing the MVP on? You know what I mean?
I go by most valuable player to your team.
So you have to be the most valuable player to your team.
Yes. How you go, team goes.
But does that necessarily mean the team has to win?
I believe that if you're an MVP, your team should be winning almost a lot of games. They should be winning more than they're losing. That's
Okay.
for sure.
What place are the Nuggets?
Oh, they're first. They're first.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
I'm not. I'm just saying. Lately, they have not been as good as they had been in the past.
Okay.
I feel like some teams are starting to play a little harder now, and they don't have a bench. That's a big thing. He doesn't have a supporting cast around him.
Not yet. They're all playoff guys. They only show up in the playoff time.
Okay, we'll see.
There's nobody else that's playing well enough, bro. There's nobody else that's playing well enough. You could say Embiid maybe, right? But like, who else is really playing that good? Steph Curry's starting to turn it on a little bit. Booker, he's missed majority of the year, so you can't really say anything to that. Damian Lillard has games sporadic here and there. Who else you going to say? Jason Tatum, if you want to say that, because he's been playing.
I was gonna say Embiid.
Giannis.
I'm not an Embiid fan, but
Giannis has been playing a little crazy lately, putting up a lot of numbers, good numbers lately.
and they
averaging
took over
like
first place in the East, so you could say that.
So you could say that. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Giannis and Embiid, maybe.
Okay.
So
I agree with that.
yeah. Let's touch on hockey.
Ditto.
What?
What'd you say? You said ditto?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's touch on hockey real quick before we get into this packed NFL stuff.
Oh boy.
I gotta pull up the hockeys.
Hockey has been killing me because teams
You
is
can't bet it. You can't bet
yeah.
it.
Okay.
You got to bet it live.
Yeah, I
You
just
gotta
don't.
wait and see like what the first period looks like, and even then, it's been wild. I don't understand.
Yeah, I just this is why I think hockey is more inconsistent than NBA. As far as like you have a team that plays well the night before and put up goals, and then the next night they put nothing up,
Yeah,
and it's like it's kind of hard to. It's fun to watch though. I will say I've been watching a lot more hockey. It is fun to watch. It's just more so upsetting on like the consistency of play. I would say that.
well, I think a big thing with hockey is home ice isn't really a big deal
Yeah.
as much as like in basketball, home court it doesn't matter.
Because they can't hear anything out there.
How you hear? That's it. That's all you hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if hockey players
And-
feel
and-
pressure. Like I don't know.
When you run into the
different.
wall,
Getting ear hold. Like,
Their head's always ringing. Yeah,
that's it.
that's all they hear. No,
Sorry
I'm
for
just
everybody
saying.
that's
Like,
had their mics on.
teeth hitting the ground.
you have these teams you expect to win because they're at home. They played well at home, and then all of a sudden they just lose big, and it's
Yeah.
like, what just happened? You felt like that was like the most comfortable pick all night, and it's the one that loses. I remember the other night, me and Kenny, we had like a parlay. We both took the Bruins against the Red Wings. It was the first game of the day. They were like, "Nah, screw your parlay."
Restart.
We're like, well, "Okay, let's start this over."
Start over again.
Oh man, and they shouldn't have. They had just gotten done beating the Red Wings, so it's like, and the Red Wings they're not even that good.
It's happened a lot last few times with me with just looking at games because of course I'm betting on them to. It's like the Kraken the other night. They were favored to win, and then they get blown out, and then it's like I don't know. I didn't know the Calgary Flames were good, right?
Yeah.
So I bet them the other night. It was like plus 1.5. I thought it was gonna be a close game. They blew them out. I'm like, oh my god. So
The Flames when they're right, they are a good team, but
yeah,
they don't. They're not gonna make the playoffs. That's what's crazy. I think they're gonna be a bubble team that's gonna miss.
are the standings still the same?
So I mean, the standings have kind of changed up a little bit. I mean, the Bruins are still running away with it. They got 105 points.
Mm-hmm.
They're 50-11-5.
Yeah.
It's insane. I still don't know if they're going to win the whole thing. I hope so, but the Bruins fan inside is like, they're going to choke. They're just they're just going to choke.
You know, one of my favorite teams now is the Winnipeg Jets. The
Why?
Winnipeg
They
Jets.
win you some money, Kenny?
Yeah. So Winnipeg Jets, right? And I like Buffalo Sabres a little bit, but I like Nashville as well. The Predators. I just like watching like the teams. Maybe because their colors. I don't know. The Winnipeg Jets are just. I think they're exciting to watch. Avalanche are as well. They score a lot of goals. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think I said this at the beginning of the year. The West is loaded with a lot of fast skaters.
100%.
They can all score. Those teams put up a lot of points or score a lot of goals. Like you're talking about the Kraken and the Flames, they both can score a lot of goals. The problem is their defense doesn't always show up, and then they'll end up getting blown out.
Yep.
So
That's
it's
it.
like it's a lot of volatile teams in the West. That's why I really think this is the East year. Whoever comes out in the East, I think is gonna take care of business. I still like the Rangers right now. I know they're in third place in their division, but all the pickups they made at the trade deadline in Tarasenko and Patrick Kane,
Yep.
like they're just loaded right now. So they're gonna be a dangerous team. Doesn't matter what seed they are, they're gonna bust someone's ass in the playoffs. But I still like New Jersey and Carolina. They're both really good teams. That Metropolitan Division is scary tough. So whoever comes out of that is going to give the Atlantic Division a run for their money. I'm kind of fading Tampa. I've been on them all year, but it's like they're like the Warriors in NBA right now. It's like they should be really good, and then they're just inexplicably losing games that they shouldn't. They should be blowing these teams out. I don't understand what's going on there. I don't know if it's age. Like, have they lost some speed? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But they're just not performing where I think they should be performing.
I agree to that though.
Florida's fallen off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened to them. They were one of the top teams early in the year. They're almost on the outside looking in at this point. They're going to have to fight with the Islanders to get in. Let's see. The West, you already hit on Colorado, still one of my favorite teams. Dallas has been sneaky good lately.
Yes. Yes.
They've been on fire.
That's who actually blew the Kraken out.
Yeah. I know. Every time I bet against Dallas, I lose. So I need to stop doing that.
So that's why they're good.
Well, no, they're first in their division. They got 87 points. It's tied for second in the whole Western Conference, behind the Vegas Knights. So they're really good. Edmonton, with my boy, little Wayne Gretzky Jr.
Little Gretzky.
Yeah. They're playing well. They're in third in their division. They're going to make the playoffs, I think. I don't think that they're going to get taken out. Where are they at? They're at 68, 69 games played, so roughly 13, 14 games left for them. So the playoffs are almost set at this point.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a lot of movement. It's really going to come down to those wild card teams. So that's really what you got to look for if you're watching hockey.
I would say baseball. My base. You still going my back?
Yeah, that's all I have for hockey. I mean,
I would say talk about baseball, but we don't care about baseball right now, bro. We don't care about spring training. We don't care about spring training.
It's more than spring training.
We don't care about
the World Baseball Classic's going on, Kenny.
Yeah, but we don't really care about that either. Okay, right? Well,
can you bet on it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can bet on it.
Oh,
and that's because Brian's been betting on it.
The USA lost to Mexico. They got their asses whooped.
To Mexico?
Yeah. Well, so the USA team, their lineup is sick, but their pitching blows. So it's all going to come down to are they hitting or not?
I did see that one kid from Nicaragua or Ecuador, one of the South American countries. He just got signed to the major leagues because he struck out Soto and forgot what his other name for him. I guess they play for the Dominican team, right? Or did they play for Cuba?
I don't even remember, dude.
Either way, the kid had got I saw something on ESPN talking about he got signed to a major league team. I think to the Tigers or something like that. Yeah. I think he's like 21 or 20 years old or something like that.
That's how it happens for some of those kids. Nobody knows who they are, and then they get on a world stage somewhere, and boom, all of a sudden they're going to MLB. So
winning.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Ryan.
Favorite time of year. There's too much to
it's
even.
Too much stuff.
Listen, if I forget anything,
I'm saving it. I'm saving it for. I got a new segment when we get to it. Okay, Why would you? Why would you? Is the segment.
God, I'm going down a list that I looked up. All right, so Javon Hargraves, defensive tackle for the Eagles, signs with the 49ers, the best defense in the league last year. Just gets that up front gets stronger this year. Dude had 11 sacks. He gets 4 years, $84 million at the defensive tackle position. Jesus. I mean, highest paid defensive tackle outside of Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's an anomaly. I think he's like at 30 mil a year. There's no one getting even close to him.
That's crazy.
Obviously, we know about Daron Payne signing with the Commanders. They franchise tagged him, and then they gave him a long-term contract. So he's 4 years, $90 million. That's another defensive tackle.
I mean,
just more money. We talked about Geno Smith last week. Talked about Derek Carr last week. Jesse Bates, the safety for the Falcons, signed. He's signed with the Falcons. So the Bengals are losing some of their defensive players because they lost him and Von Bell. Von Bell also signed with, I think, Carolina. I'll have to double check that one because I don't have it in front of me. The one that I thought was interesting, the Eagles, the Eagles defense is obviously starting to lose players. Everyone thought that James Bradberry was going to be the guy that was going to be let go in free agency and that they were going to keep Slay. Well, it turns out that they gave James Bradberry the long-term contract. So he got a 3-year, $38 million contract, and then they cut Darius Slay. So Darius Slay got cut today because the 15th started the new year, the new NFL season or whatever. The best offensive tackle, arguably in free agency this year, was was Mike McGlinchey. McGlinchey, is that how you say his name? He signed with the Broncos, so that gets Russell Wilson some protection back there. Who do we got? Scrolling down this list. Oh, Jimmy G. Shocker alert. In case you're wondering, he does sign with the Raiders. And I'm surprised about this. I'd love to get your guys' opinion. Do you think he took less money because he wants them to build a team, or you think there was like no market out there for him? And it was like either you're going to the Raiders or you're not going anywhere, because he got 3 years, $67.5 million. Only $34 million was guaranteed on that contract. He's not even in the 30s.
Yeah, because he knows his worth and he knows he's not deserving of that. So he should. Daniel Jones should have took a page out of his book.
He's still gonna throw some hate out there.
Yeah, I think it was a mutual agreement between them. Josh wanted him, but Josh also was like, give me a good contract here. And
I don't think it was that either.
Jimmy's going to a familiar place.
I don't think that the market was very high for Jimmy. He's been around a while. Teams know what he is. They know what his ceiling is, and they know what his floor is. So I don't think that, that's the problem with Daniel Jones is we don't know. He showed enough promise last year that there's questions on whether or not he has a ceiling or what his ceiling is. So the Giants are betting that his ceiling is Josh Allen. That's what they're betting, in hopes of giving him that 40 mil. Jimmy G, his ceiling. He's been around for a while. So I think Vegas had some leverage. Patriots signed a wide receiver, Brian's favorite wide receiver in the whole class, Juju Smith-Schuster. So instead of which I thought was interesting, they gave him 3 years, $33 million. And they meanwhile, Jacoby Myers, who is very similar, signs.
Huh?
They let him go. He gets 4 years, $44 million.
How dare you disrespect Jacoby Myers saying he's similar to Juju Smith-Schuster? Stop it.
Well, that's what I thought was interesting. And Jacoby Myers, I think, posted on Twitter or whatever, and he was pretty pissed. He was like, "Really?" They gave him the same contract, just one last year, same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Bill Belichick met with Juju and was like, "Listen, you got to delete your TikTok, delete your Instagram, none of this bullshit."
No, he didn't do that.
Nah.
He's still gonna be.
Yeah.
All on there.
I can't wait, guys. It's great.
I'm not going to say anything on it because that's coming up, and why would you? That's coming up, and why would you? So I'm not going to say anything yet.
So
I'm gonna slander him after.
Do you want a conspiracy that I've heard floating around?
Gosh.
Ryan actually sent this to me, and I've now since heard it multiple different areas now of media. Is that Bill Belichick is trying to get Lamar Jackson, and so shipping off Jacoby Myers is part of getting rid of Mac Jones. It's like you get rid of his favorite target, and now they might be going after Lamar Jackson.
Bill,
that is local Boston.
I mean, Bill does love giving up his.
But also, you have to remember, Jacoby Myers is one of those outspoken guys from last year, as well as Mac Jones. And even though everybody knows the blame is on the coaches for last year, Bill Belichick doesn't like his players talking out of line. And so I could also see that being part of the reason why they basically slapped Jacoby in the face by, I'm sure they lowballed him. I've heard of an offer as low as 2 years and $12 million that was offered to him. So I think Belichick just wanted to get rid of
him. Jacoby?
Yes, because he was with Mac and part of those few players that were talking about how bad the coaching was, basically.
Well, yeah.
I have nothing to say. I'm saving all my comments.
Bill's got an ego.
Sure. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. We'll just go ahead and get the Rodgers thing out of the freaking way. So Rodgers meets with
Jets.
So Rodgers meets with the Jets on Friday, and he tells them he reported on Pat McAfee today actually that he was like, as of Friday, I told the Jets and the Packers that I plan to play this year, and I plan to play for the Jets. So Rodgers is agreeing to play with the Jets. He has reportedly given them a wish list of players to go after. Those players include Mercedes Lewis, who is his favorite blocking tight end that he loves to throw the touchdown passes to for like 2 or 3 touchdown passes that are 1-yard passes. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, Donald Trump. No, I'm just kidding. He's just all these jokers. But one of them is Alan Lazard, and OBJ was actually on that list as well. Alan Lazard is interesting because he was a free agent for the Packers. Now he has since signed with the Jets, which is interesting because the Jets weren't really in the market for a wide receiver. They've got Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and then they have the offensive rookie of the year in what's his name? God, why is his name escape?
Wilson.
No.
Jeff Wilson.
Is that his name?
No, it's not Jeff. It's not Jeff Wilson. It's Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Thank you.
Jeff Wilson.
I would have knew.
Jeff Wilson. Oh, he's a running back.
Jeff Miami.
Running back.
My bad.
Anyways, so I didn't think that they were in the market for a wide receiver. Anyways, this just to me was Alan Lazard was signed before Rodgers came out and said he was going. So we all already knew, like, once Lazard signed there, it's basically a done deal. They're just working on getting I think this is what's happening. I think the Jets are trying to play hardball with the Packers, and the Packers are like, hey, I don't want to give you – they want more for Rodgers. I bet you the Jets are like, hey, we'll give you a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick. And they're like, no, Stafford just got traded for the Lions for like 2 first-round picks. Can you give us at least one for it? And I think that's what's happening. And the Packers – they're trying to say that they have leverage as well because technically keeping Rodgers on the books until I think September 1st is the deadline where they can convert all of his there's like an option in his contract that makes his cap hit like 15 mil this year. So they don't care. They're like he could stay here. That's what they're
But then
trying
if he doesn't want to play, then you just fucked yourself.
But no, even if he doesn't play, it's just 15 mil against the cap.
Yeah, so, I know that, but you don't have a quarterback because Jordan Love ain't it.
That's well, we know that. But the problem is if Rodgers does say I'm coming back, like even if they keep him 15 mil and he's like, all right, fine, I'm coming back. Are they going to be like, no, Jordan Love is the guy. We're not letting you play. And Rodgers is going to be a backup?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to take a guy after he says he doesn't want to play for you guys, and then you take him back and you're like, oh no, that's our starter. Like I think it kind of messes up the whole team camaraderie, and especially when you guys are like, hey, we're gonna stick with the guys that want to be here inside this locker room, and then he comes in here like, I willy-nilly can pick up and leave when I want to, you know. So
yeah, I mean I agree. I think I kind of like what the Jets are doing, and I think that it's gonna potentially work out for them. I don't know what they're going to get out of it.
If the Jets do this, it would make the Patriots the worst team in the conference or in their division.
I agree.
You got to think about it. I don't like what the Bills are doing, by the way. They got with it. Tremaine Edmonds is left. Milano's still there, but a lot of their pieces are leaving, right?
Yep.
So I don't like that, but they still got Josh Allen. They still got Stephon Diggs.
They kept Poyer.
Yeah, Poyer got re-signed, right? So they still got their pieces is still there. So I'm cool with that. Miami just got Jalen Ramsey. So you got 2 lockdown cornerbacks, right? You still have Bradley Chubb. You still have I think Van Noy is still there. I'm not sure if he's there now. I think he left actually. You still have a decent D line, right? And you can pitch and patch up the defense how you want to. The problem wasn't really the defense, was the defensive coordinator. Got rid of him, got a new guy here. Okay, let's see what happens. You already know what Mike Jones, you already know what he's gonna do, right? And then now you have the Jets with Saleh and now you got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and you gave Aaron Rodgers actually weapons. If Aaron Rodgers was doing decent with Alan Lazard and Christian Watson, all these other little bums, Randall Cobb in his 50th year, right? What do you think he's gonna do with Elijah Moore? With Garrett Wilson, right? Corey Davis, Alan Lazard can teach them the way. Hey, listen, this is what he likes to do. So then now they already know how to be on sync with him, right? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Healthy running back. Then, oh man, I ain't gonna get started.
Let's talk about this too. So I love that you brought up the AFC East and where the Patriots are going to fall. Let's talk about the Packers on this side.
Yeah.
And the NFC North. Last year, the Packers were third in their division because they fell behind the Lions.
They're last.
With all the moves that the Bears are making in free agency. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick because this was a major thing that happened since we last talked. The Bears had the number 1 overall pick. Mm-hmm. They decided to trade that number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. And in return, they received DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Hold up. Where's the compensation? 2 first-round picks. They moved back from the 1st overall pick to the 9th overall pick. Mm-hmm. They receive a 2nd-round pick in 2023, which is the 61st overall pick this year, a 1st-round pick in 2024, a 2nd-round pick in 2025. So they got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and DJ Moore. That's a robbery.
That's a wrap.
I'm not gonna really go hard on it because that's gonna another be why would you? It's coming up. It's always coming up. I got really nothing to say on that.
The worst part is that Carolina does that trade and then goes, we might trade back.
Like it's
okay. I'll move on. And so the reason I also bring that up is because the Bears also bring in. Who did they bring in at the running back position? They just signed somebody.
I don't know
because they lost David Montgomery. David Montgomery actually signed with the Lions. So the Lions replaced Jamal Williams with David Montgomery, who
went to the Saints, which is weird to me.
Yeah, and Jamal Williams then goes to the Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints in their mind are thinking like this guy's just going to be like Mark Ingram, maybe.
But they don't run the same though.
They don't. But he didn't take that much money
because of David Montgomery.
Yeah, but Khalil Herbert's there.
Yeah,
but Khalil Herbert.
I think they got Travis Homer. It was like it wasn't anyone crazy.
Okay, well, whatever.
But I'm glad they did that because Khalil Herbert is a better runner than David Montgomery anyway. David Montgomery actually didn't pan out how he was supposed to because David Montgomery is supposed to be similar to who's that guy that tore the ACL Jets running back? Rookie of the year is supposed to be Breece Hall. Breece Hall was the second coming of David Montgomery when he was in Iowa State, right? David Montgomery had similar numbers, similar play style. David Montgomery was supposed to be what Breece Hall was, and he never got that. So, I don't know. But they got Tremaine Edmonds from the Bills. He signed to them 4-year, $72 million deal, and then TJ Edwards from the Eagles signed to them.
Which I think is good. Yeah, I think that those are good pickups for the Bears.
Yeah,
they lost Roquan Smith, so they knew linebacker they needed somebody, and they spent money on Edwards.
Yeah, you need a guy that's just going to take over the defense, like how Roquan Smith is doing with the Ravens right now. He was doing with the Bears, and that Tremaine Edmonds, that's what he does. He's very communicative. He talks to everybody. He makes sure everybody's on one accord, and that's what you need, especially if you're trying to make that push to the next level to get to the playoffs and kind of situate yourself properly. So I like what the GM is doing at the Bears. Is you gotta leverage what you have to get better, and they're doing it. And I like how they kind of just saying, Justin Fields is our guy.
Miles Sanders signed with Carolina,
which I'm not.
What makes it more interesting is, am I reading this correct? Is it only 4 years, $25 million?
I didn't know the numbers.
If that's right, that's only $6.25 million a year.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine what the Eagles is trying to give him. The Eagles was weird to me because they let so many pieces go, and I'm like, why? Like, why are you letting all these pieces go for? Like, you're making room for who? For Jalen Hurts to do that next year, right? Like, I don't know, man. Because you sound like they signed Fletcher Cox back to a deal. They signed Brandon Graham back to a deal. They really want Gardner Johnson, right? So they figure out how to. They got rid of Slay for Gardner Johnson to give him the money, right? But then it's like, okay, TJ Edwards is gone, so who's going to replace him at the linebacker position? Like, I don't know. Then you get rid of. Do you really believe in Gainwell and Boston Scott to lead the way?
And Rashad Penny.
That's the way
they just got Rashad Penny?
Yeah, they signed him for a 1-year deal. That's part of it.
He's like Ajayi.
Yeah. Some of it, if he stays healthy, he likes to get injured.
Just like Ajayi.
Yeah. It's just maybe they were getting a little too cocky. They're like, we got our franchise guy. We can, they do have to pay a bunch of guys coming up here soon.
Yeah, but keep the band together as long as you can, and then when it falls apart, right? I feel like if you have everybody's on one accord, everybody knows what they're getting themselves into already. All right, let's run it back. You at least had enough to run it back for one more year, and then at that point in time, people are gonna want their money. Then you can be like, all right, cool. So,
did we talk about Jalen Ramsey getting traded from the Rams to Miami for a third-round pick?
No, I just said something, but we didn't touch on it.
So that's a pretty good one. I wasn't sure if that happened last week or not, but that is Miami's getting better in the secondary, so that's good.
The Rams giving everything away too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They let go of linebacker. They let Leonard
Bobby
Floyd
Wagner.
And they let go of Bobby Wagner. And oh man, I can't wait till there's some teams that are just idiotic to me. Why? Oh man.
Colts trade Stephon Gilmore to the Dallas Cowboys.
What? Why? Like I don't understand these teams, man. Like I understand some things is money, but like some guys pay them the money, right? You don't have to give everything your whole salary to the quarterback. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't. You really don't, bro. You really don't. I promise you.
Darren Waller gets traded to the Giants, baby.
I know you're happy about that.
I am. They gave the third-round pick that they got from the Chiefs for trading Kadarius Toney. We traded Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs for a third-round pick, and we took that third-round pick and turned it into Darren Waller. So it gets some offensive weapons and see what they can do.
Yeah.
As long as he stays healthy. He's still 30. They might restructure his contract, but still there's no dead money. So it's essentially this year, and then they could cut him next year if he's like terrible. But
yeah,
I think they restructure his contract to try and get his cap hit down a little bit.
And then on top of that, the crazy part is shout out to him, by the way. Him and Kelsey Plum got married. So shout out to him. He just recently getting married. But
can we talk about that drama?
What drama?
So supposedly it was a wedding that was supposed to be secretive. And the thing is, I guess Josh McDaniels said it at the combine to like reporters about them getting married, and he was kind of pissed that like he had like outed that they were getting married because they were trying to keep it hush hush, and then they trade his I don't know. Darren Waller was trying to keep the wedding hush hush from paparazzi. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then Josh McDaniels does that. He accidentally lets it slip.
Then gets him the hell out of there.
And then he's like, "Oh, my bad, dude," and then trades him the day after he gets back from his honeymoon. He's like, "I had no idea I was getting traded."
He's like, "My bad, bro." Anyway, hey, let's get this guy out of here. He was talking reckless to me on the phone, talking about why did you do that? He don't know who he's talking to. Get him out of there.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Thomas signed a 1-year deal with the Saints, so he's staying with the Saints this year.
Mm-hmm.
$10 million. The guy has like been on the field twice. He played a couple games this year and he still looked like Michael Thomas. So
yeah, if you don't pay him, somebody else will. Right?
I would have.
Let's talk about this.
Jameis Winston also signed back with them for $8 million to be the backup to Derek Carr, which Jameis is just chilling. He's just
stealing. That's what you call stealing. Just stealing.
All right, sorry. Go.
No, I'm saying let's talk about the Chiefs, man. Like literally, they went from having a receiving core to now they don't have a receiving core, right? You let Juju go, and then Mecole Hardman is talking about going to the Giants, which I was like, interesting. And then
do you like Mecole Hardman?
Huh? Do I like him?
Do you like him as a player?
I do. I like him as a player. I mean, I think he's really gritty. I think his issue so far these last 2 years is trying to be healthy. He's trying to stay healthy. Like he hasn't been healthy. So, yeah.
They haven't really. I think that they are trying. They're going to make Sky more involved in the offense this year. He was putrid this year, so I think they're going to try and get him more involved. I bet you that they try and draft some skill position players this year. If not in the first round, in the second, third round. The only person they drafted was an offensive, or that they got in free agency was an offensive tackle. They got Jawan Taylor for 4 years, $80 million.
Yeah.
I am not going to question it because I thought they were crazy last year for getting rid of Tyreek Hill, and I thought their receivers were shit, and Mahomes wins MVP. So as long as he's got Kelsey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I might be missing something else, but
too easy. I'm about to go on my rant. Right? I know we're getting long on time. Let me go on my rant real quick. This segment, it's not hot takes like hot cake. This is called Why Would You? Right? And I will get you guys an opinion, but really I'm ranting right now. It's Kenny rant. Why would you? Why would the Tampa Bay Buccaneers give Baker Mayfield a 1 year, $8.5 million contract? Why the hell would you do that? He's not good. Why?
All the confidence that they were spitting out about Kyle Trask in the offseason, now it's out the way. It's yeah, we're super. He looked great, and we feel good about Kyle Trask, but just in case, let's get Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And then people tried to really say that, oh man, he'll be a great fit for Tampa Bay. Why? Why is he going to be a good fit? How? And then this is for you, Brian. Juju Smith-Schuster, 3 years, $33 million is the joke.
I mean, the money's not bad.
The money's not bad, but he's trash. He is trash. And he's like, thank you, Patriot organization. I'll give you everything I have. You ain't got shit. Sorry, I you can't curse on YouTube. You ain't got nothing.
I mean, he did have 70 catches, 900 yards last year. It's not like he's
okay, bro.
Zero.
He was. I could go out there and get 70 catches, 900 yards, bro. I can just keep running stop routes and catch that. That's all he was doing, running stop routes. Okay. It's not hard to catch 90 balls or 70 balls, 70 or 90. 70 for 900, right?
70 for 900, yeah.
It's not hard to cut 70 balls, when nobody's guarding you. Okay.
What was his contract with the Chiefs last year?
I think it's $9 million.
So he made money.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah, he made money last year.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he was coming off an injury season.
I don't know, bro.
So I don't think he wasn't that good.
He finally gets the money he was expecting from Pittsburgh. Anyway, why would stupid ass Panthers, David Tepper, you're a great hedge fund manager. You got the bag. I ain't gonna disappoint. I ain't gonna talk about that. But as an owner, why would you agree to trade away DJ Moore, right, to the Bears when you're trying to get a first round QB, right? You're trying to get a young guy, and you're going to take his biggest weapon away? You already traded McCaffrey away, and you're going to trade his biggest weapon that he has away for what? And give him nothing?
Who says they're getting a quarterback? I thought they wanted to trade the pick.
Bro, they're getting a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback unless they're going to just let PJ.
They got a quarterback. They got Andy Dalton.
They got Matt Corral.
Jacob Eason. Matt Corral.
Anyway.
But don't worry. They got Shi Smith, Terrace Marshall, and Laviska Shenault. Preston Williams.
And then
Hayden Hurst, they signed Hayden Hurst.
Then Miles Sanders, you go to the Panthers, huh?
He's going to get the ball.
He's going to get the ball, but you're going to the Panthers. They got Chuba Hubbard down there, and Devontae Foreman. Is he still signed to the team?
No, I don't think so.
He's gone.
I think he's gone.
I think he left.
And then my last little piece is Chiefs. With everything that you're losing, you let Frank Clark go for your defense? Why?
I think I think they had to.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Their money. They have a money issue.
Where you giving it to? Because you're giving Patrick Mahomes on the discount. Travis Kelce not asking for a lot. So who's getting all the money? The O-line?
I think Chris Jones is over $20 million a year. Yeah, the O-line they invested in Orlando Brown. They invested in Joe Thuney last year.
I don't know, man. I just know if you get all the money to O-line, you don't got other pieces. You don't. Frank Clark is one of the biggest pieces on your defense, and what was kind of holding you guys together. Him and Chris together is a problem. But now you leave Chris Jones to be like, all right, cool. Now you don't really have a threat on the outside. You got some two young guys that probably could do something, but not the same dominant force as Frank Clark.
I mean, that one guy that they took in the first last year.
From Purdue, yeah, but
yeah, he had a good year. Especially near the end of the year,
everybody looks good their first year when nobody knows about you. But then when the spotlight goes and we needed for you to show up, is he going to show up? He went to Purdue. Let's be serious. It's only one good guy that came from Purdue, right? Drew Brees.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So anyway, that's my rant.
The problem with Frank Clark is that he did not meet expectations for when they signed him. Yes, he's been like an anchor and he's probably a locker room guy but he hasn't had 10 sacks since he's been with the Chiefs.
Okay.
I mean, that's how they're looking at it. They're like, we need to pressure the quarterback. And
who you getting to pressure the quarterback for cheap?
These young guys they drafted.
Okay. Anyway, and on that note, I'm done.
Hey.
I'm done. You're not doing that, bro. Oh man, it disappointed me. Like, I know you guys won the Super Bowl. I know Travis Kelce.
You doubt the Chiefs, and look what happened.
Because you just rely so much on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But Travis Kelce is gonna get old eventually. Okay.
He's 33.
Yeah, he's already old.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. He's still putting up crazy numbers. He's gonna get old eventually. And then what? You don't have no receivers. Your running backs is like you're letting your defense go, and all you putting your money is in the O-line and the quarterback. Okay, good luck. I know nobody said we were gonna win. Oh yeah, nah. I get it, Travis.
Travis Kelce is getting old.
I understand,
but
that's just not reality.
I don't know how he gets open. He reminds me so much of like when we used to watch like Gronk. It's like how's this guy open?
No, you crazy. Gronk has speed. You tripping? Gronk used to.
Well, even later when he didn't have the speed,
he could still. His route running.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Like it's so underrated, and I think that's the same thing with Kelce. It's like those option routes where they just like know where to go based on like where the defender's lining up. You can't do hard. You can't.
At the top his faint move at the top of the route when his back turned, he'd be killing. All right, so that's all I have, man. That's all I have. I was going to say before we let you guys go, we have linked our DraftKings to Action Sports. It's actually mine. We didn't want to put Brian's in there because we didn't want you guys.
It's too many bets.
We wanted you guys to be able to keep up, right? So I've been putting parlays in there, and one of these times we'll switch it and let you guys take a step into Brian's mind and see how he acts, right? Maybe after he gets adjusted in his new crib. So. Before I let you guys go, I know Ryan has something to say.
I got one more thing. Breaking news alert. PJ Walker reaches an agreement with the Chicago Bears. So he's going to be backing up Fields.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Shout out to P.
It doesn't say it. Just I
need to go. Hey, I need to call my guy right now. See what that money looking like. See what that money looking like.
See if we can get advance.
Yeah. We got a good investment opportunity for you. We just need a van.
Oh man, here you go. Hey, anyway, congrats, PJ. That's big. As always, guys. I know some people just hit me up and said that they couldn't see the live. So if you guys have not seen the live, just hopefully you guys recap. Like, subscribe, follow us on all the socials. Good luck on March Madness. If you haven't joined already, join Two Joes, One Pro, March Madness bracket should be fun. We'll be talking trash in there. We'll be keeping updates on Instagram. And yeah, we appreciate the support. See y'all next week. Peace.
Later.
Peace.